Good evening. I love everybody. I hope you're all doing well. Good evening. Good evening. At whatever time you're watching this, whether it's tonight on this Monday at 9:22, February 21st, or at a later date and a later time. I hope you're well right now. I hope this video has found you well. I have another song challenge that I've been given, and I'm looking forward to sharing it with you all. I think it's going to be awesome. If you join me on Zoom, please mute yourself when you come in. If you have any challenges with hearing me or anything, please let me know in the chat. I'll be checking the chat every now and then just to make sure we are still connected. Let me be right back real quick. Turn this thing off. It's too loud. It's always too loud. All right, there we go. Hey, everybody. Okay. So 2 things I want to do tonight. One thing is I want to start the process of digging into an ear training challenge that I was given. The challenge is to revamp the national anthem. Hey Vera, I saw you on Zoom. I see you here. FaceTime or Face whatever. What is it called? Facebook Face something live on Facebook. Yes, there it is. Too many faces. So yeah, I want to show you guys what I plan to do with an ear training challenge I was given for an anthem. And that's what's going on Facebook Live. I knew something. And then the second thing I want to do is just talk a little bit about what I learned and some of the things I remembered about the anthem. Some of you may already be wondering what anthem I'm talking about. I actually am talking about 2. I'm talking about, hey Mary, happy belated birthday again. Oh, I know you had a great night last night. 2 of them, I'm talking about 2 different ones. I want to talk about the national anthem that we currently listen to and that represents the United States. And I want to talk about the Black national anthem and in honor of Black History Month and for a couple of other reasons. Let me just share with you what some of them are. Well, for one, it's the one that I'm going to share with you all. I think it's an awesome music challenge. Let me reconnect to Facebook. There we go. All right, I'm back. I'm back, y'all. I'm sorry. So let me just share my screen I'm going to share my screen on Zoom soon so that I can share a video with you all. I want you to watch with me just so that you can tell me what you think. First, I'm going to share with you a group called Committed. I don't know if you've heard of this group before. It's called Committed. They're singing the national anthem. And I thought they just did such an amazing job with it. They are singing the Black national anthem. Let me make that clear. Also known as the Negro national anthem, also known as Lift Every Voice and Sing, whatever you call it. Okay. All right, let me stop my mirroring behind me so that I can share my screen with you guys and we can watch this together. And then I'll come back to doing that. No, thank you. Live noise behind me. All right, let's share my screen real quick and we'll watch a video together. So I'm going to share the video on Zoom right now. You're also going to be able to see it on the YouTube link. I don't know if you'll be able to hear it, but let me also just type in the name of it and send it to you all for those who won't be able to hear or watch with me. I'm going to copy the link and I'll put it in the chat on Facebook so that you guys can look at this. Once again, I'm sending you a video of a group called Committed singing Lift Every Voice, which is also known as the Black National Anthem. Okay. And there we go, I'm back. Here it is, it's in the chat now. Let me see if I can pin it. Okay, it's pinned. That is Committed singing the national anthem. You won't be able to see it behind me, unfortunately. Actually, yeah, we can do that. Let's do that really quickly. We didn't ask you for all that. What's going on here? Oh, look, that's us. That's us right there. That's us streaming. Hey, us. Okay, Committed, the Black National Anthem. Let's see how they do.
I got your attention.
Get rid of the ads. I don't own the rights to anything you're about to hear. Let's see. Come on, commercials. Lift every voice and sing heaven, ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies resound. Roll. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of our new day begun. March on till victory is won. Slowly the road into the chasing rock felt in the days when hope unborn has died, yet with a steady beat have not our weary feet come to the place for which our fathers sighed. We have come over a way that with tears have been watered. We have come treading our path through the blood of the slaughter, out from the gloomy past till now we stand at last, where the white gleam of our bright star is cast. God of our weary years,
round the places, our God, where we met thee. Lest our hearts, drunk of the wine of the world, we forget thee. Shadowed beneath thy hand, may we forever stand. True to our God, true to our God, true to our native land, true to our native land.
Woo! My. Ooh, it just hits you. It hits you right. It hits you right in whatever can be hit. It's, yes. Wow. Thank you so much, Committed, for taking the time to arrange that and sharing it with us so that we can have our minds blown. Thank you so much. Can you guys hear? Is the hearing good? Are you guys able to hear? I'm also doing this on Zoom as well, and there's a link on my Facebook page that has where you can follow this on YouTube, so that my screen share will be okay. Good, awesome, wow. Yeah, that was the song I was given as not this arrangement, but this song is what I was given as a challenge to put my own arrangement on it. So I decided, as I was looking for arrangements, I don't know if you guys know this comedian, Kevon Carter. He likes to make comedy using what he sees going on with musicians and what he sees going on in the church. That's kind of funny, and tries to address it in a fun and humorous way. So he has a version of this song that I thought was just, I just thought it hit. And that's the one that I'm going to be doing for you guys. Share my screen again. Yes. So that's what I'll be doing for you guys. I may start a little bit of it tonight. I'm glad I have some intelligent people on tonight. I want to know if you guys have anything that you want to share that you know about the Black National Anthem, also known as the Negro National Anthem, also known as Lift Every Voice and Sing. Also, I want to know if there are any interesting facts or information that's floating around that you have about the national anthem that represents the United States right now. I want to know if you have anything that you want to share about that. I figure since it's the end of Black History Month, I might as well do something to honor Black history, since I am an African American, and there are some things that I'm not so happy about my history, and there are things that I'm proud of. And, I guess that's a little bit of everybody's history. So I wanted to just do something to honor that for the night is over. So if you have any thoughts that you want to put in, please don't hesitate. Share what you're thinking, please. It was all right, here's Ken Alston Jr., the teacher's here. It was commissioned, this is the Black National Anthem. It was commissioned in the 1900s as a poem written for a Negro History Month assembly. Okay, I'm glad you said that. There's something that I want to watch with you all for that, for the purpose of what you just said. So I'll also put this next thing in the chat as well. I'll be right back, Facebook. I'll be right back in a moment. Let me put this next one here in the chat. And we're going to take a look at this together. I'm back. Put this in the chat. All right. brief history on the Black national anthem. Did I send the right video? Let me see. I think I did. Let me just double check. What did I just send you guys? Okay, I just sent you the one that I'm going to be doing. All right, that's going to be fun. So this is the video that I'm going to do for you guys. I'm going to. Can you guys hear me now? Let me know if you can hear me. Sometimes my sound goes out when I try to. Can you guys hear me now? Turn it up. Can you hear me now? Working on fixing the sound problems. Let me know if you hear me now, guys. 1, 2, check 1, 2. Let me know if you can hear me. Not yet? No sound yet? Lord. All right, so Facebook can't hear me. We're having some technical difficulties. It's all right, we'll work around it. Ken, I see that you joined me on Zoom. How are you, brother? All right, Facebook, you still can't hear me? I'm sorry if you still can't hear me, Facebook. I'm sorry if Facebook still can't hear me. Zoom can hear me, all right? Can you hear me, Ken? All right, awesome. All right, excellent. Facebook, we're gonna fix it, don't worry. It's actually reconnecting right now. It does some weird things sometimes, but you should be able to hear me soon, Facebook. All right, we'll fix that on the replay. So what you're hearing right now, I'm going to strip what I hear on the piano and transcribe it. And I might turn it into all voices, but to the melody. Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven rings with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Yeah. I thought that this was like really bouncy enough to get. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of a new day begun. Let us march on to victory. So yeah, there's a little vamp there. It's gonna keep going. Hey, let us march on. Let us march on. All right, so I'm gonna do a little bit of that. I'm gonna turn that into something cool. Hopefully you guys enjoy that. It's not all gonna happen tonight, but I'll start it this week, and maybe next week I'll be able to present to you, since we'll be at the very tail end of, what is this? Is this the last? Next week will be the last week in February. Yes, so I'll have it for you by then. Hey, oh Ken, don't you start? So he said, I remember this voice. And Ken is an awesome music teacher, vocalist, actor. Just throw anything that related to music at him and he's got it. So Facebook has lost me. I'm going to have to get back to them. I'm sorry, Facebook. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened, Facebook. I don't know what happened. Try to get you back on. I'm so sorry, Facebook. We'll fix it. We'll fix it. Yes. So let me also, I want to do this with you all. I just was kind of looking into the national anthem, the Negro national anthem a little bit to see if I could find a video that kind of describes the history of it or whatever, to give you some background. And Ken has already done that. I can't find the video that I was watching, but when I find it, I will send that to you guys in the chat. I wanted to talk a little bit about the official national anthem and what inspired me to go for this one, to share this with you all. Okay, I think Facebook can hear me now. I'm sorry, I think we just had connection issues, Facebook. I'm not sure why that keeps happening, but working to fix that. Facebook, as we get back together, I'll try to connect you to where we are, kind of update you on where we are. I'm working on that now. There we go. Okay. Facebook, I'm back. I'm back with you. Facebook, can you hear me now? I'm putting in the chat a link to what I just shared with you all, if you want to look into that yourself. All right, awesome. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you for being patient. In the future, we won't have these problems as I'm learning to find new ways to connect with you all. Okay, so this link that I just sent, it's a brief history on the national anthem, right? Now, surprisingly, there's still many people who don't even know that the national anthem had more than one verse, right? That's one thing. And then there's more that they don't know, like what those verses are actually saying, who they were written to. And I'm still finding out some things myself. Some of the information that I might post, you may feel like, hey, I don't know, I don't trust that source. If you have other information, please share it so that we can all kind of be aware of the history of some of the things that we're listening to and celebrating. And, ooh, I love that song. We want to know the history. I want to know what I'm saying. I love it too. Okay. So the link that I just sent you, I'm going to put it on the TV behind me. I'm also going to try to share it. Okay, you guys are back. Awesome. I'm going to put it on the TV behind me. I'm also going to share my screen. So what I'm going to share with you now is a brief history of the national anthem. Oh, let's watch this one first. No, thank you, ad. Bye-bye, ad. There goes the ad. The ad is going now.
anthem lately, for better or for worse. But for African Americans, there's a national anthem that goes way back and tells our American story of struggle, triumph, and freedom.
It's a part of me, it's a part of history.
Lift every voice There's been a lot of talk about the national anthem.
So they were singing before sporting events.
Wasn't it an old slave song?
Lift every voice and sing.
So they were singing before sporting events.
Wasn't it an old slave song?
Lift Every Voice and Sing actually started as a poem. It was first recited in the year 1900 by 500 school children at the all-black Stanton School in Jacksonville, Florida, as a tribute to President Abraham Lincoln's birthday. The creator of Lift Every Voice and Sing was James Weldon Johnson, a civil rights activist, lawyer, and school principal, who also wrote the poem to introduce Booker T. Washington, who was visiting his school. Johnson's brother, John Rosamond Johnson, put the poem to music, and it officially became a song. Once the NAACP adopted Lift Every Voice and Sing as its official Negro national anthem, the song took on a life of its own. A remake of Lift Every Voice and Sing was done in the 1990s by Melba Moore, with fellow R&B artists like Stevie Wonder, Anita Baker, Dionne Warwick, and Bobby Brown. It was even recited during President Barack Obama's first presidential inauguration. Wherever you stand on what to actually call Lift Every Voice and Sing, chances are you fall into the bucket of people who just remember the first stanza.
Lift every voice and sing to where Lift every voice and sing till
That's right.
Lift every voice and
Now you know Pops knows the song.
till earth and heaven
Pops knows the song.
ring with the harmony of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise.
high as the listening sky.
And that's what we just heard earlier. Sing Commission. Sing Commission. Sing quiet.
Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought.
All right, don't hold so long, daughter. All right, daughter.
Rising sun of a new day begun. Let us march on till victory.
Sing teens.
Is won. Is won.
I gotta check the chord they were trying to do. All right.
Beyond the politics around Lift Every Voice and Sing, the song itself is powerful in that it talks about staying hopeful, fighting injustice, and knowing the struggle our ancestors endured.
It's a part of something that gave people hope and, striving for excellence and kind of sense of community.
Just knowing that you have a, what do you want to call that, a place, knowing that you're an individual, you're a citizen, you are here, and there's power in that.
And breathe,
All right.
breathe out of
Thank
your
you, thank you, thank you, thank you, YouTube. All right, I hope you guys learned something from that. I'm gonna post that on the Facebook. We want to know the history. I want to know what I'm saying. I love it too. Okay. And there you go on the Facebook. All right, that's there now. Quick. That's the link that we just watched. Now I'm going to get to the link that we sent to you earlier. There you go. All right. All right, that's why there now. We need that we just watched. What's wrong with the one that represents the United States right now? All right. Why do we need? Why do we need that? Going and why do black people always need to go and make their own? The United States right now. Why do we need? Why do we need? Maybe going and why do black people always need to go and make their own everything? Maybe this could help to answer that question a little bit. Maybe this. Wait, not this one. Not that one. Answer that question. Let me find it. Where's the one I want to show? Here we go. Wait, not this one. Not that one. Let me find it. Where's the one I want to show? Here we go.
The national anthem is racist. The holiday known as the 4th of July marks the adoption of the Declaration of Independence by the 13th national anthem until 1931. Initially titled The Defense of Fort McHenry, the national anthem is racist. Here's why. The holiday known as the 4th of July marks the adoption of the Declaration of Independence by the anthem is so problematic, you gotta know Key's backstory. For starters, Francis Scott Key didn't believe in freedom for all. In fact, he was a slave owner. He thought slaves were an inferior race of people who were untrustworthy and indolent. As district attorney for the city of Washington, he fought to defend slavery, opposing abolitionist cases. It's pretty fair to say dude was a racist. Back to the national anthem. The year was 1814. The US and the British were nearing the end of the War of 1812. Key was on a British ship in the Baltimore Harbor negotiating the release of his homie. Then on September 13th, 1814, the British Navy launched an epic attack on Fort McHenry. It lasted 25 hours. Somehow the military base endured the attack, and the next day, the American flag was still standing. He was so inspired by the sight of the flag that he wrote the Star-Spangled Banner, which started out as a 4-stanza lyrical poem. But that third stanza.
And where is that band who so vauntingly swore that the havoc of war and the battle's confusion, a home and a country should leave us no more? Their blood hath washed out their foul footsteps' pollution. No refuge could save the hireling and slave from the terror of flight or the gloom of the grave, and the Star-Spangled Banner in triumph doth wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
That's Jason Johnson. He's the political editor at The Root and an MSNBC contributor. His article, Star-Spangled Bigotry, The Hidden Racist History of the National Anthem, reintroduced this story into the nation's memory.
The hirelings were mercenaries, and then the slaves. He was referring to former black slaves who had joined the British. So he's clearly saying nothing could save you all.
The colonial Marines were runaway American slaves who fought as sailors and soldiers for the British in return for their freedom. Why was Key hating on them?
Francis Scott Key was at the Battle of Bladensburg, and he was a lieutenant at the time for the U.S., and he ran into a battalion of colonial Marines. I mean, they snatched his chain. He was beaten soundly. He was never particularly happy about the idea of freed black men, but then freed black men taking him to the woodshed was more than his ego could handle.
In other words, the author of the U.S. national anthem, Francis Scott Key, had a bruised ego because he got his behind whooped on the battlefield.
If you break this down sort of line by line, this is his class act.
I'm not surprised by the hypocrisy of this song. The national anthem, written by a slave-owning white man, condemns valiant black soldiers who were fighting for their own liberation.
Anyone who tries to reformat and reboot and reconstitute and play linguistic gymnastics and view this stanza as something other than what it was is trying to put their 2018 attitudes as a way to rationalize and justify what was endemic white supremacy, white nationalism, and bigotry on the part of a man who lived to create what is supposed to be one of the most patriotic songs in American history.
Land of the free, home of the brave. God bless America, I guess.
What's up? I'm PJ with The Root. We want to bring you more series and videos like this.
Awesome. All right. So you do your own research to find out whether or not the information shown in the 2 videos that I've presented tonight are true or false. That's on you guys to do if you wish. But imagine me getting called to sing the national anthem somewhere, and then they didn't. Imagine if I never knew what the rules were, or the way the national anthem was supposed to be sung when you're invited to sing before a baseball game or before during halftime and whatever. All right, and I got the 3rd verse instead of the 1st. Can you imagine me getting up there and saying, no refuge can save the hireling or slave from the terror of flight or the doom of the grave. And Africans are looking at me like, African Americans looking at me like, what? Did you did you just say that but nothing's gonna stop me from killing any person who is hired to fight for their own freedom because there's a thing going on called slavery that we're trying to get out of, and British are in exchange for our freedom telling us to fight by their side. Now look, I'm not saying that that it was okay for the slaves to join the British. I'm not saying that it wasn't. All I'm saying is that somebody is looking at this song and saying, that wasn't written for me. You know, somebody's looking at the song and saying that someone is looking at even the flag and going back into the history of it and saying, that flag, wait, was the woman who knit that flag together, was she a supporter of the Confederacy? Did she have Confederate views? Was she, you know, like someone's looking back in the history of that and saying, wait a second, I don't feel connected to this, right? So one of the reasons that I really love the Black national anthem is because it's one that African Americans can connect to. If you look at the verses in that song, it tells of our struggles and our triumphs. It gives us something to be proud of. When we were brought into this country, we weren't allowed to know who we are. We weren't allowed to play even the instruments that we used to play. We weren't allowed to talk about our history. We weren't allowed to practice any of our, we were stripped of everything, okay? For many of us, we don't know our history past the 1600s. I don't even know which part of Africa my ancestors originated from at this moment. And there's ways I can find out, yes, but you know, it's hard to have to, you know, if I want to know my history, I need to go to ancestry.com or get some blood drawn and let them do a test to trace back who I am and where I came from. It's not good to know that that's part of your history. That's like I said, there's a dark part of it. I'm not saying that we've come so far that we're a perfect group of people now, African Americans, but what I am saying is this is one of the things that we can actually totally identify with and be proud of to the best of my knowledge. And like I said, if there's anyone who knows something else, please share, because we need to know, we need to learn, we need to grow. Come on with that third verse. No refuge can save the hireling or slave. What? Come on. If I ever get invited to sing the national anthem anyway, I won't kneel while I'm singing it, but I sure might sing that third verse by accident, like, you know? Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, did I just say that other part? I'm sorry. Because I think it's really important that, you know, if something has a really dirty history behind it, for us to not try to just brush that away and, you know, clean it up by trying to encourage people to forget that it happened. You know, I want to be connected to something that tells me who I am. There's power in words. There's power in the history of a thing. There's power in that. I don't want to be connected to anything that makes me ashamed of who I am. One thing that I'm learning about people is they don't really know each other well. A lot of them don't know each other well. They basically go off of assumptions that they've made about each other. Like I hear all the time jokes from people who don't know about African Americans. I hear a lot of American this joke, American that joke, don't do things like they do it jokes and stuff like that. And I just shake my head on the inside because I know what it's like to know so little about a race of people that all you can do is make assumptions about them. I know what it's like to be a young African American growing up hearing all these things about people of other races that weren't true. listening to all these jokes and repeating some of them, even having like this preconceived notion of what people were like based on their ethnic background, or their cultural history or their race. I know what it's like to be that person who is confused in that way about people. So now that I'm getting older and I'm seeing people just as confused as I was about other races, I'm like, look at it. That's where I was. I can't even be upset, you know? I can't even be upset when people make jokes about African Americans who don't know much of anything about African Americans. I can't be upset because I mean, I want to be, but I know I know that it's ignorance speaking. But you know, one thing I know a lot of people have in common, African Americans are not exempt of this, but ignorance to other races, they have that in common. Pride, they have a lot of pride about where they are and who they are and where they come from, right? And then arrogance, sometimes in ignorance and in pride, they say and do things that are harmful to other people. And that's something that I think all races have in common. So maybe we should find good ways, those good ways that that we are alike, and pursue peace between everybody and understanding and growth. I didn't get on to preach about that, but my point is that I don't want African American History Month to go by without me doing anything to honor it. And I don't want our history to be forgotten. I don't want to forget myself. And I think that if we all understood each other, we'd be a lot better for it. Okay, cool. All right, so I'm going to get to work on transcribing the song that I shared with you guys with Kevin Carter, and I'm not sure the drummer's name in there, but I'm going to try to strip that, and I'm going to try to turn that into a vocalese, and maybe I'll get Kevin Carter's attention. We'll see what happens. All right, guys. Anything anybody wants to add before I go? I hope that this added value to someone. Please, if there's anything you want to add, anything you want me to mention, if you have a future song challenge that you want me to do, a future musical challenge, you can email it to me. My email is daryl.payne7@gmail.com. That's my personal email, all right? But you can also email School of Acoustics. I'm sorry, not School of Science of Sound Group @gmail.com. I'll put both of those in the chat for you guys. Email me if you have any suggestions for future songs you want me to break down, riffs, melismas that you want me to explain, or topics you want me to talk about. The more content I have, the more I can give you guys what you're hoping for, what you're looking for. All right. Brother Ken just sent me another Lift Every Voice. Ooh, okay, I'm gonna listen to that. Thank you. Thank you, Ken. I'm going to listen to that. You sent me another Lift Every Voice. The Voices of St. Paul. Okay, check them out. I'll check them out, so thank you. Just putting my email in the chat now, so you guys have a way of, for those of you who are watching after. Once again, the emails are daryl.payne7@gmail.com. Spelling is going to be in the chat. And then the other one is scienceofsoundgroup@gmail.com. And both of those should be in the chat now. Cool. All right. Okay. I'm about to listen to it too. Thank you, Ken. I'm about to listen to it. I'm tempted to just play it right now. I'm about to check it out. What's up? All right. I love you guys. I hope you have a great night. I'm not going to keep you any longer. Thank you for bearing with me with all the weird stuff that Facebook does now when I try to make it work. And I'll see you guys next week. Ken, I appreciate you, brother. Thank you for sticking around and adding some value to this video.
You're welcome. I said he's doing Lift Every Voice to Sing. I've been teaching my kids Lift Every Voice to Sing for the last 3 weeks. So
come on. You have videos?
Yeah, so I actually haven't shared the video. I shared it with last semester's kids because I actually had a projector downstairs. I mean, the projector is downstairs. It's just very hard because my class is in the auditorium to
Wait,
pull
let me
out.
ask you a question. Question before I continue. Should I cut this off of YouTube or you good? I'm still streaming on YouTube. All right, come on, talk to me. Talk to me.
So I don't get a chance to play many videos for my kids as much as I want to. But Lift Every Voice to Sing is a deep, it was a deep, necessary conversation for us at I'll say it's a mixed school. So there are Caucasian kids, you have, Latin kids, you have Black kids, Asian kids. So for them to understand the concept of why Lift Every Voice and Sing is necessary and what it's as a contribution to American music style, why it's so necessary. I taught it in a way to not just, while it was written with the intention to be, for the African American community or the Black community, I wanted to make it a humane conversation about the elements of Lift Every Voice and Sing that come up lyrically. So when we talk about Lift Every Voice and Sing till earth and heaven ring, what does that mean? Earth and heaven ring, ringing with harmony. When we ring with harmony, we're recognizing that we're all different. We're different shades, we're different colors, we're different, we're different sounds, but we come together and we make this beautiful sound is what we teach in our program. That, coming together makes a beautiful sound. And then we let our rejoicings rise high as the listening sky. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. We've been through myriads of things. We've been through a lot of struggle. We've been through a lot of Jim Crow. We've been through chattel slavery. We've been through slavery. We've been extracted from Africa. We've been through. Sing a song full of all of that, and through all of that, our people were given a faith or received a faith even through the crap that they were in, if I could use that word. And then it says, sing a song full of the hope that the present. Now, let's be really, really clear. The present hasn't really have as much hope as we think it does, but as future generations will continue to sing this song, future generations will recognize that the hope has been a continuous thread, century after century or generation after generation. There is a hope in a generation. So I think a generational hope for maybe millennials and Gen Zs and Gen Xs and maybe some baby boomers is just the fact that, Obama was African American president in our time, which is totally different from maybe what might have been sung in 1900. So 1900 was saying full of the hope, and in 2008 we get our first African American president. So full of the hope that the present is always there's always going to be something in the present that we have hope for, and then facing this sun that will give us light and will illuminate our pathway. We'll walk out of darkness and we're looking toward the light. We're looking toward that which will be illuminated. We're looking at that which will be will give us our marching orders on where to go and what to do. Till our new day begun, let us march on until victory is won. And so victory is never actually truly won. And I think that's an esoteric concept of victory being something that not only will we get here, but something that we will get when we get to heaven. Why am I saying that's a Christian or a Christian concept? Of course, me being a pastor. But this third verse becomes this humble prayer of a servant, right? God of our weary years, God of our silent tears, God who has brought us thus far on our way, God who has by thy might led us into the light. Now keep us in the path forever, we pray. But then he goes deep and he says, lest our feet stray from the places
from the path where we met
thee. And in 2021, the African American community and just the community of America at large has forgotten the places where we have met God. That we forgot the places where our faith has become sight, why our faith is what it is. We have forgotten it. So it's a retelling of this story that we have to continue to sing this song with the understanding that if it was written in 1900, and here we are in 2022 and singing, lest our feet stray from the places, our God, where we met thee, lest our hearts drunk with the wine of the world, shadowed beneath thy hand, may we forever stand true to our God first, to our God first, to God first.
Oh, number one.
And then to our native land.
Native land.
And I haven't even the song preaches. And when I sing it, I'll share with you a video of me singing it. But when I sing it, I literally sing it, that third verse as a prayer. The Roland Carter arrangement is exquisitely written when it comes to that third verse, because it just makes it takes a liberty to be unaccompanied. It is just a choral piece, becomes like a choral pastoral, and it's just the choir and just the exposed voices in a cappella stanza, right? And when we get to lest our feet, then you have this great gathering, like this fanfare, lest our feet stray from the places, our God, where we met thee. So this song in this different arrangements, and the reason that the different arrangements are necessary are because for each generation, we have to tell the story in the way that our generation tells the story. And so if we tell it, just sing it the way that it was sung, 200 years ago, it won't have as much validity to the current people because we won't listen to it the same way. So the one that I shared with you is St. Paul Community Baptist Church in Brooklyn did a version of this song in which they incorporated the South African national anthem, Nkosi Sikelel, and then they go into like this cry of to our Father, to the Son Jesus, and so they married the gospel with the old African and mixed them and fused them together to make this joyous expression of what it would be like for us to just march on until victory is won. So when you get a chance to hear that, I'm pretty sure you're going to be excited.
Hold on, because we might not be able to wait. I'm just saying we might not be able to wait. Hold up. Because you didn't. Now I'm upset.
Your interest.
Hold up. Let me put it. I'm gonna do.
You want me to play?
Yeah. Let me give you permission. Hold up. You're about to be the host.
Well, I'm on my computer, so I was just gonna play the audio. But I can hold on one second.
What's that? I want people to be able to connect to this.
No, but I can play it from no, because you probably won't hear it. Let me see. I can. But let me see if I can find it.
What's the name of it again?
It's Lift Every Voice, St. Paul.
You'll need to sign in.
Okay, now I'm not gonna do all that. Hold on a second. Lift Every Voice, St. Paul. Lift Every Voice, St. Paul. Hey.
You'll need to sign in.
I'm on commercials.
Oh, you need a premium account.
I know, right? I really do. Hold up. I ain't paying for that. All right, here we go.
When you get a chance, send me an email. I'll put you on mine.
Hey, yo, amen. $10,000. So whoever could tell me what time signature this is. Where's the one? Come on. Let's go. Oh, yes. Give me a choir. Give me a choir. Put them polyphonic parts together. Come on, put those polyphonic parts together. Come on with the counterparts. Thank you, thank you.
Wait.
not ready.
So you see
They
how
thought they were ready
from the old celebration of the continent to the celebration of the gospel in the American understanding. And so the celebration of our people on the motherland and the celebration of our people in our tradition, whether it be gospel tradition or just the African American tradition of clapping and stomping and call and response, that is from the motherland and from the continent, are married in this arrangement.
Yes.
You will feel, you get excited about what you feel is the celebration of let us march on till victory is won. And if victory actually won, then this is the sound of the celebration, sound of the return to the continent.
Yes. That was beautiful. It had everything you said. You prepared us very well for the 5-course meal that we were about to eat with this song. You prepared us very, very well for it. Let me see. Whew, that was good. I was writing down stuff because I said, I want to know if anyone could tell me what time signature it was in. Sounds like it was this one. Sounds like in 6/8 time, 6 beats per measure, and the beat was an 8th note. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Possibly, maybe something a little bit slower than that.
I felt like it was you could subdivide it. Because I really feel like it was. I felt it in 4, but I didn't feel much in 6/8 as I did in 4. But it'd probably be more 6/8 than it would be 4/4. I heard it as 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Toward the end, that's what I got. I got those.
But even with boom, 2, 3, 4, boom, boom, ba, boom, ba, boom, boom, ba, boom, ba, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, boom, oh, say, boom, ba, ba, oh, yeah.
1, 2, 3. So then you would have a lot of triplets if you were writing. You would write it with a lot of triplets. So you can write it in 4/4 time and throw a whole lot of triplets in there. Or you can put it in 6/8 time and have a whole lot of measures.
Right. Exactly.
It was awesome. Also,
and the arrangement that arrangement came from a LaGuardia alumni as well.
Figures. Come on, LAG. Of course, one of my own would have done that. Of course.
Shara Belief, she's really, really good with that stuff. So yeah. So I'm so glad I was able to come on, and hopefully I added value to your discussion. And
yes, you did.
I'd love to hear more of your discussions. You know, it's really interesting because you're on at this time, and I'm in Los Angeles right now on vacation. So I was like, oh, let me see what Errol is doing. And you were just talking about Lift Every Voice, and I could talk about Lift Every Voice all day.
All day.
The day that when Barack Obama was elected, the night that he was elected the first time in 2008, I was in Chicago in Millennium Park. And I left that day, and the Let Us March On Till Victory Is Won was literally in my head, like pedantically going over and over again as I went to the metro to take the train out to South Shore Drive. So every time I hear an arrangement that kind of gives me that feeling of like us actually still marching and striving, my prayer is that the African American community does not lose this song to tradition of singing it, but that we find new ways to sing it so that we can understand why it's so important for us to know our history. Lift Every Voice and Sing could be an entire history lesson for a unit that could last a whole month and beyond, because it's so rich. The text is so rich. That's why I said I didn't even talk about the second verse. And the second verse is where the meat is. And then you go from the meat to this prayer. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. The second verse really puts us deep into the pain of it all. Whew. And it said, yet with a steady beat.
Yet with a steady beat. The drum was taken from us and we created new beats with our hands and feet.
Oh, what? We created them with our hands and feet. They had crates. Okay, give me the crate. We took those crates, we cut one side of it out, we put a hollow piece on there, we put a hole in the back, and we called it a what? Cajon?
We took a washboard and started playing washboards with a steady beat. We went into hush harbors and did ring shouts where we were dancing without crossing feet, but we were stepping to a steady beat. That's history in one song, and the beat doesn't change. For hundreds of years, it doesn't change. So it's like, ooh, okay, I'm done. You got me talking like a educated person now. I'm feeling all good.
People need to hear this. People need to hear this. People need to hear this.
I got you. This is so good.
You say it so much better than I could have, because I have like little glimpses of it in my head, but you coming with the what? Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm so glad that I was able to contribute. It's Lift Every Voice and Sing is such a song that I will never stop singing. I'll never not find illuminating things in the text or illuminating things in the intervals of how it's written.
Right.
You know, that's just the nerd in me.
Yeah, it's kind of like.
So, thank you for having me, and I hope that this video will do. You know, I want to like get a copy of it so I can like share it with some of my friends.
Awesome.
You're really doing a good job, and when you get a chance, I want to have you sing at my church on a Sunday because I miss your voice.
Well, I'm all the way in Virginia right now.
Are you really?
And I'm really my church. I'm in my church like 5, 6. I'm in my church 8 days a week, and there's only 7. But wherever we can find time, yeah, I'd be happy to if I'm ever going back that way to do that. But yeah, thank you for sharing. Thank you.
Absolutely.
And this can't be the last time.
No. This can't be. We have to keep in contact.
Sounds good. Awesome, brother.
Love you, brother.
I love you too. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good night. I'm so glad y'all could join. I'm so glad that we were able to do something for y'all. And I'm so glad I'll get to go to sleep now. Good night. I'll be sharing on YouTube. I'll be sharing the link so that you guys can watch it later and try to find a way to merge what got lost in the first link to what needed. We'll work it out. All right, y'all. Have a great night.